Good evening, everybody. Welcome to European Racing League, the F1 tier here in Azerbaijan for round 4 of Season 5. I'm your commentator, Owen Watt, and with me is Badger.
Hello everyone and welcome here to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I think it's going to be a special one. I mean, we all know the track, we all know the meme, well done Baku, I'm pretty sure. And hopefully we'll see the same thing here in the ERL F1. We already have a couple of drivers out on the track, a lot of drivers actually. There's only 2 in the pits right now. We have 12 drivers out on track, everyone but Cliffy and Alper, and Michael is probably going to set the first lap time.
Yeah, he's stuck behind the Williams, though.
Williams.
I don't know if that's going to cost him time. Hope it doesn't, though.
Definitely cost him time. I can tell you this right now. But he's still going on and trying to get the best lap possible. We have 2 runners, Mercedes and Slimbo, on the super softs. Everyone else right now is on the ultra, the softest compound. The 3 tire compounds we have available here are the ultra soft, super soft, and the soft. The ultra soft here isn't really too much of a race tire.
No.
Usually it doesn't last longer than 8 to 9 laps. And that's really dragging it out. Usually you would get rid of it after 6 or 7, ideally. But you can make a one-stop work with it. I think if you switch to the softs, ultra to soft is possible.
It
but
is
ideally,
possible.
interestingly, super soft to soft is faster because the super soft tires just last way longer, and the drop-off in time isn't that much.
I've seen loads of races on this game where people have been using ultras in the start. You get to about 3 or 4 laps in and they start crashing. So
yeah.
So
when I was testing for the F3, the same happened to me pretty much. And I was running on the. It even happened on the super softs. After a certain amount of time, that you just. It's a track here at Baku that is very. Very tough on the rear tires, not so much on the front tires. You can handle those usually, but the rear tires, and considering that you have a couple of corners where you really need rear wheel traction, the 2 corners, or well, quote unquote corners, before the long straight, not the 2 left-handers. I'm talking about the full speed left and right hander. I don't know. Do we have anyone there? Who are you on? What car are you on right now?
T1000 Zach.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, he's past that, but let's see who's close. CSR Billy is close to that. If you want to see that, comes through the last real corner, and now these 2 corners are the ones I'm talking about. The left-hander right here, and the following right-hander here. These 2 corners, they are full speed if your tires are good, but as soon as that wear kicks in on the rear tires, those corners do no longer go flat.
Yeah.
You need to lift off, and that happens very early with the ultra soft tires. Usually the point where you lose the grip on the rear end tires on the rear tires is at around, I would say, something between 35 and 50%. It's pretty early. And especially on the ultra softs that are wearing like crazy. So 3 or 4 laps, and then it's getting tough out there.
Interestingly enough, Cliffy for once has actually went out on the ultra softs. He always like starting on the hardest tire and building his way up. So yeah, he actually.
We'll see. Maybe that's just a tactic. Maybe he just sets a banker lap.
Well, maybe he thinks he can actually go for pole this time. Although it has to be said, he isn't actually on any ERS usage, but even still.
Yeah, no, this is not a fast lap. This is probably, I would say, this is probably a banker lap on the ultra softs, and then he's gonna come out on the supers and show like what tactically is possible.
Yeah.
Whether he could make the top 10 on the red tire, on the super soft tire.
So it's Marquez who's quickest with 36.8. I imagine they'll probably be getting to under 38, 30 or 36, 5, probably some point with that.
Yeah, that is to be expected. That maybe we'll see a 35, but I think Marquez's 36 is already very, very good. And you can see Cliffy right there, 40.3. That is definitely a banker time. That's not going to be his final lap time. He just set that, you know, for good measure, just so he doesn't start last. Which, hey, making the experience in the F3 race, starting last is not the worst position here. Okay.
Yeah.
There was, I can speak a lot of carnage into turn 1, a lot of carnage into turn 2, a lot of carnage into turn 3. These 90-degree corners, all 90-degree left-handers are interesting to say the least for the start. When you have, in this case right here, 14 drivers going up to them, and it can definitely happen that one. Oh, Cliffy almost binning it just before the castle section turns out of turn 7. Lost the rear end there. Almost goes into the wall. But he can go on. Just misses the wall barely. But yeah, it's definitely a track that can produce some carnage. And if you are in the very back of the field and you are very alert, you pay attention to what is happening in front of you and around you and even behind you sometimes. Last position is not that bad of a deal. Last place on the grid. You know, I think I went from, in the F3 race, I went from 13th to 7th in the first 2 corners.
I think the reason there's so much carnage is because since you got so many 90-degree corners on this track, it's so stop-start. And I had a race on Thursday where I started actually at the back. I binned it in qualifying as I usually do because I'm not very good. And
another.
It actually
okay, go ahead.
Going.
Sorry.
It was so stop-starty. You had people through turns 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just no one could get through, and it just caused mad carnage. And that's a flaw of this track, anyway.
Yeah, there are 2 factors playing into this. One, the stop-start thing, together with or 3 things really, together with the long straights in between, into turn 1, into turn 3. There are some long straights in between there. And the 3rd thing that plays into this is the fact that the slipstream in this game is really powerful. And so it allows for a lot of overtaking opportunities. That's what I wanted to say. And it allows for a lot of side-by-side racing. It's easy to pull alongside an opponent. You go into the slipstream, the straight is long enough, and boom, you go side-by-side, and one misjudges the corner, or the other does, and didn't look there for a second, and boom, you gotta crash somewhere.
Yeah. Here goes Michael. He's about to finish his lap, and will he go quickest here? Yes, very, very fast lap.
36.4.
Yeah, ZR Mercedes on his lap. He hit that wall. You know, the one that Hamilton hit in 2016 during his quality session. Yeah. ZR Mercedes smacked that one and ruined his own lap there, unfortunately.
Out of which turn? Out of turn 1?
Right. I don't know. It's in the castle section. I think it's like 9 or 10.
Oh, castle section? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The right or left side? Because I didn't see it.
Right
or left side? Right side. So it would be out of turn 8, basically.
Yeah. I don't know quite how to get 4 quarters into there, to be honest. But yeah. It's
5. It's 5. This is 8, 9, 10. 11, and then the last left one is 12.
Love to.
It counts as 5 corners.
I'd love to be there when
this whole section
made that track up. But yeah, Marquez, he's gone quickest again. It is a 36.3 now is the benchmark.
Maybe we'll see a 35. It's still 6.5 minutes. There's a lot of time left. Meanwhile, ZR Mercedes is running out of ERS, out of battery on the main straight. That's not where you want to run out of battery, so he's probably going to go into the pits anyway. I would be surprised if not. Yeah. But why do you run that lap with high ERS? You want to save ERS because you come into the pits now with very low ERS, and you go out of the pits, and it's, as far as I know, it's not refilled. Like, it doesn't refill your ERS in the pits. You're gonna have to make like an active effort to refill your ERS. It doesn't just magically refill. So right now his battery is low at I think 11 or 12%. And good luck with that. On his outlap, he's gonna have to charge his battery a lot.
Medium pilot. Now, I'm pretty sure there's no glitches or whatever, but I want to make just double, triple sure. He's done his lap on the supers. He's 4th. Like, only 5
yeah,
seconds
the
pace.
glitch, the pit entry glitch is gone. So that glitch does not exist anymore. They patched this finally. So yeah, there's no glitch with the laptop. So P4 on the supers. That's a really good result.
That is a fantastic lap. To be only 5/10 off, you know, if he stuck ultras on, he'd be in the 35s. With that,
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe in the low 36s, like 36.1, 36.2 maybe. You don't lose that much lap time with the ultras, and he is fitting on
ultras now.
The ultras right now, and he may, I don't know if he goes out on a lap. Maybe he will. The only one who is currently out on a lap is Bastos in P. Oh no, Billy as well in P6.
I think they're both coming into the pits on this lap though. I just watched Bastos finish his lap. Dover gets looking for Cliffy as well. He hasn't done his lap yet. And is that Michael coming out of his box now and being beaten just about there, about a Haas? I think that'll be, yeah, Zach then will be the first out to start the final runs. Only 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session here. Baku,
well, there's still a lot of time. Yeah. Considering that the lap time here is 1. Usually, I personally, I never go for the qualifying in F3, but if I would try to time going out of the pits at about 2 minutes and 30. That's the moment where I press the button and then leave cross the pit exit at about 2:15, 2:20.
By the way,
that leaves you a lot of time to get your tires on temperature, to charge your ERS if you have to, you know, and then you're gonna come across the line with about something between 10 and 40 seconds left in the session, and you're pretty much the last guy to set a lap time, which ultimately means that you will have, not always, but in these situations definitely right now, or in these conditions, the best track. You will have the best track. Like right now, the later you start your lap, the better the track is going to be.
I think you were saying about ZR Mercedes ERS, weren't you, earlier? It does refill.
Oh, it is
automatically.
Full.
Yeah,
okay.
It did fill automatically. So yeah.
I stand corrected then. Okay.
Well, it just helps his preparation. I think he's going to be the first to cross the line. I saw Michael and Zach all just backing off to let him go. So I think the first run will come from ZR Mercedes. I think also Cliffy and Alper still in the pits as well as a medium pilot, Bad Boy and Marcus.
Yeah, right now is the moment you would have to get out. Right,
yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Right now is the moment. 2 minutes 15, and there is someone coming out of the pits right now. I didn't really see who that was. Okay, Bad Boy. Yeah, he timed it perfectly, I think. Maybe there is going to be someone else just behind him, but...
Marquez and Cliffy blocking each other off there. Ah, dear, and medium pilot. Marquez was stuck there for ages. He just had to stop dead. That could really cost him, you know.
Yeah, you see a couple of drivers coming out right now out of the pits. I would say they are a bit late because you need to have like some kind of gap to the other drivers. Otherwise, your lap is just going to be ruined because of dirty air, and you know, at worst you run into someone else, or they just brake check you or whatever. You know, like you run up to someone and you want to pass, but it's a qualifying lap. There's no passing ideally. You know, you don't want to run into any kind of traffic. So That's why I said usually you want to, like, I always say like a minute before, like add the lap time and then another minute.
Yeah.
And that's the moment you want to press the button to leave the pits. That means usually that you have 40 to 45 seconds before you or yeah, 40 to 45 seconds of a gap where you can decide, okay, where's the perfect moment, where is everyone, and where am I, and what kind of, you know, where do I put myself on the track so that I have no traffic at all.
Here comes
And it
Michael.
seems like Bad Boy made it well.
Michael can
comes
improve.
across the line with, oh whoa, Bad Boy comes across the line now with 28 seconds left. That is really good, well timed here in the Mercedes.
Ooh, Harry on the supers. What a lap from him to go to P4
Oh,
ahead of
whoa.
Medium Pilot. So Medium Pilot doesn't improve on this lap. He'll still start on the supers, but for now he wouldn't have been the highest one anymore. So I wonder if he'll just go for it now on these ultras and just go for pole. Others on track as well. Marquez, Cliffy, gotta look out for them, and a few more heading to the end of laps as well, like Dutch Tricks here. Session is now over, so
Alper is going to start in last, that much we know.
yeah.
Tom is going into third.
Nice lap. Dutch Tricks now into
Definitely.
P4. So Harry starts to fall down a little bit as Michael is out of the session, so he's not going to get pulled today. It's all about whether Marquez can extend, or Bad Boy can go for it, or Medium Pilot, or just
Medium,
you know.
medium. Yeah, my money is on medium right now.
I think he's got a real chance. Yeah, Cliffy as well. You can't count him out. We know how fast he is on this game.
Oh, medium hits the wall in the castle section. He hit the turn 8, turn 9, the right wall. Pretty much, probably the same as Hamilton. He probably has front wing damage right now, but he still carries on. I think he might still have a good lap here.
Oh, Marquez, massive moment there before the start of the last sector. That could cost him the chance of extending his lead, and I just have to hope no one else beats him. But he could still have been quick on the other sections, but that was certainly a big slide. But now he's through the last corner. Bad Boy goes P3, and Marquez coming to the line now. Is this going to be an improvement on his pole position time? It is. Not by much though. Look at Medium Pilot now. He's not.
Yeah, Medium
DRS.
didn't even open his DRS, so he stays in P8. He didn't want to improve himself. He was okay with now starting on the super soft, so he didn't want to improve there because, I don't know, because of the front wing damage, because he knew he wouldn't get pole, I would guess, and so he rather takes P8 with the super softs than he would take a, I don't know, P4, P3, P5.
Yeah.
It's all very close there. Look at this, 36.8. We are between P4 and P10. No, P9, sorry. P4 and P9, all in the 36.8s. That is impressive.
Cliffy got himself into the top 10 there on the super soft tyres. That's crucial for him there. He got there by only a couple of hundredths as well. So I'm sure he'll take that as well. But yeah, 3 men then in the top 10, and I'm not too sure what Harry's up to be brutally honest with you. But yeah, his car's gonna just sit there then for the rest of the day. Weird place for the game to put him.
That is everything for this session. I don't know why the session is still going. Usually, you know, it would end, but
remember who made this game? I saw like, oh, Simbo dude's in the wall. Oops.
Oh whoa, what happened there?
I don't know, but he's ended the session in the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, that didn't go too well for him, did it?
It really didn't. I mean, you can see the front tire there, the left front all the way on the other side. That's not where the left front is supposed to be. But I don't know what happened there. That looked definitely interesting.
That'll be Codemasters at their best.
But yeah, VSR Marquez is going to start from pole position with VGIA Michael right behind him. And then we got a lot of drivers who are very close to each other. You can see it's less than 0.07 seconds. It's let me see, 0.068 seconds between P4 and P9. That
Yes,
is
that's
amazing. The first 11 drivers within a second. I think we're gonna see some amazing racing action. I hope so, but
well.
knowing the track here,
Yeah.
exactly, you wanted to.
Let's also just not forget what happened in China, where the top
Oh
three
yeah,
all
yeah,
came together on lap one. That is the
yeah.
last thing they're gonna want to do.
Let's not put the commentator's curse on them. Maybe, but
Although it
it is
would make
dry
good for.
apparently. It is dry apparently for the race as well. I don't know if there's gonna be rain to come. Right now it doesn't look like it. Looks rather sunny, but that doesn't mean anything on this game. It could the weather the diversity of weather switches, weather transitions is very wide compared to the last games, like F1 2017, 2016. You can have rain coming very, very slowly, or you can have it boom rain right there, like one moment sunny, next moment it's raining like mad. So everything's possible. We are gonna have to wait and see what exactly happens.
So let's
And
go through
Alper,
the
interesting,
tires.
Alper is
Yeah,
the only one on the softs.
very
Everyone
interesting.
else on the supers or the ultras, obviously, if you're below P10, you definitely go for the supers here.
Alper going for the long game then, but you can't do that because it's such a high chance of being involved with a crash, and if you're already on them softs and you get damaged, then you're screwed. You're
And you're
screwed.
pretty much screwed. What you can do at this point is probably go on 2 sets of supers, and try to run like a soft lap 1 and
But that would
then
make
super to super.
that would make a two-stop, and that's exactly what you're trying not to do.
Yeah, but if you have damage, what else are you supposed to do? You know.
Well,
I
you know,
even
you'd
even
want
if
to.
can I
You'd
just
want to leave
hold
the
on,
softs.
hold on.
Okay, fine.
Even if you have this, even if you start on the supers, I don't think you can take the softs all the way from lap 1, 25 laps through the race. I do not think that is possible. So you would have to make another pit stop and probably towards the end then go on the ultras. And actually going super might be the better strategy compared to what would you do if you are on supers and have a lap 1 crash. So I honestly, even though it looks at first sight to be a bit weird that he starts on the softs, even if you have a lap 1 crash and need to go into the pits and change because front wing damage, I think it's still a good call for him to start on the softs and then switch to the supers.
So we've got
I wouldn't count him out right here.
We've got 13 people in the chat ready to watch the start of this race. Hello to everybody.
And if you have questions, we are looking at the chat, or at least I am. I can't speak for you, but at least I am. I'm pretty sure you are too.
well,
But so if you have any questions or any you see anything we didn't see, just have at it, you know.
F1 and YTK, I watch his videos. He puts all of the Sky F1 like race intros on and all the Channel 4 ones. So he's really good.
Oh,
Hello.
nice.
But he got
All right, the
notifications on.
cars. I have to interrupt you here. The cars are lining up for the grid now. Sorry. But everyone's getting ready. We are just waiting for the 5 red lights, and I think here we're gonna go. Yep.
Lights
5
are on
red
now.
light with 3, 4, 5. And lights are out, and away we go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it is a really good start for VSR Marquez. Let's see in the back. Ooh, so far everyone looking good. No spins, no turns, no damage, no collisions. But it's getting a bit hairy in turn 2. There is a yellow flag, but no one spun and no one... Like, it's been a bit slow, but other than that, no damage, I think. Turn 3, still looking good. There is a McLaren VJ Harry forcing his way through. But it looks all good so far.
Yeah, remarkably keen. And there's good overtaking happening there as well. and Alper made one position out, so I want to be looking at him on them softs now. He's got through the start phase. He's now a proper factory. He could maybe even go on ultras at the end if he really wants to. But let's not think about the end. Let's think about lap 1. As Marquez has got a second lead now over Michael. It's just gone down a bit, but it's definitely high for lap 1 standards anyway.
Yeah, we talked about the soft to ultra, or well, we talked about the ultra to soft earlier at the start of the qualifying. Again, it is possible, but it's not the fastest strategy. I think for Alper it would be fastest to just stay on the softs and then go to the super softs instead. Try to take the softs as long as possible. I think maybe lap 16, 17, I would guess, and then go on the super softs and take those to the end. I think that is the fastest strategy here because the rear tires are wearing off so quickly and it puts you in danger, really. You can spin off so easily.
So we've actually got two pitters.
Yeah, Zach and Slimbo going into the pits here. The Haas and the Sauber.
Want to be keeping an eye on Harry here as well, because he's now only 2/10 back from Billy. There's people looking around ahead, but surely Harry's going to want to go up the inside here. He gave it a little go. Billy into the wall. He's going to get past him there. I wonder if there's any front wing damage on Nat Williams on the right.
Well, there was.
Can't really see.
I can tell you right now there was. There was front wing damage on both Zach and Slimmo. They both changed their front wings and are now on the soft tire.
Billy just dove down the inside into the wall again. He's going to lose a lot of positions there. Center Mercedes and Dutch trucks getting through. Look out for medium pilot. Maybe having a go Clippy too, hitting the back of the Toro Rosso. That's a front wing damage for him. For the Castle, they all seem to get through okay, but they are getting super close.
But if I may,
into the wall, big accident there, and that no one's out. I think they've both still got their own.
Billy is out. Billy's out, and medium as well.
Oh, that's up ahead. Oh wow, that's a big crash as well. So we lost 2 drivers in one go there. One of them through terminal damage, one of them just through giving up. And Zeta Mercedes.
This could call for a safety car, honestly.
I think it's too late. The game would have put one out by now, and we've lost basically 4 people almost out of the running already.
But Zach is going to have to pay attention here. He sees the yellow flag, but does he see the car? He sees one. Yes, they both find a way past. DRS is now enabled.
Bad Boy side by side with his teammate in the Inter-Mercedes battle. This is for a podium position, so they're going to fight this one very hard indeed. Tom Killer staying ahead for now, but Bad Boy with DRS in the exit, looking at trying to get past his teammate. But where does he do it? He's just not closing quickly enough. Could he go for the inside? It might be a bit risky if you're going this lap, but he's going to try it. And he just couldn't get through. He was too late. And he's going to have to wait a while because I can't see him going for a move into turn 5 and 6 in the Castles. No option for him now.
And Mercedes, meanwhile, in the pits in his Force India, has changed the front wing and has changed the tires to softs now as well. Again, I don't think you can take these to the end for 24 laps, but, you know, he's got his tire strategy done for now. So there's that.
Bad Boy got so close to the wall there. I thought he was going straight out of the race, but yeah, precision. But Harry, though, just for more grip now on them supers as the ultras begin to die, is now going to be having a bit of an advantage here. He might try and get by the Mercedes at the end of this lap. And just want to point out, Alper now is in P7 after all the carnage at the start. So that's going pretty well for him so far, but now let's see Harry. He's going to get the DRS on Bad Boy, but so is Bad Boy on his teammate, so it might not be as easy as you might think looking at it first hand, but we'll see anyway. Head down the front straight we go, and yeah, not close enough. DRS for Bad Boy helps him along there.
Yeah, and I think Harry played this not perfectly because he did use a higher ERS program than Bad Boy, which right now he's on overtake, so he's attempting to get past Bad Boy. Maybe he did play it right.
He's on the inside.
I stand corrected again. Oh, that's a strong move, but I wouldn't call this unfair at all. I think it was like I said, it was a strong move, but
You're allowed to get your
still,
elbows out.
yeah, still fine. And Harry goes into 4th place.
You can see
Past
now
Bad Boy.
he's getting close to Tom Killer already. He wasn't too far behind as it was, but that gap's
that's
now
the
under
wear
half
of the
a second.
Ultra Softs.
Yeah.
That is the wear of the Ultra Softs right here. And Harry's just looking to get past as quickly as possible.
So surely by the end of this lap, Harry should be passed. There'll be no DRS for Tom Killer to use to pull away.
Yes.
So it's going to be, yeah, pretty easy move. Plenty of ERS for both of them, but I think Harry will probably whack his up to overtake now. And as they head towards the end of the lap, it's surely going to be Harry moving up to P3 in this race. Oh, into the wall almost there went Tom. I don't know if he actually tapped it or not, but he looked a bit out of shape at the last corner. And Harry on the DRS side by side with Tom Killer down towards turn
Tom
1.
is staying out. I would have gone into the pits by now probably to go onto the softs and try to take those to the end maybe. But
Well, Harry's
Tom
next
and
target.
Bad Boy as well as Michael and Marcus are still staying out. Interesting.
Harry's next target is Michael, and we've got yellows. I wonder if that's for Alper or Marquez.
No, it's for Marquez.
Marquez. Oh wow! He's hit the inside wall, which is then went to the outside wall into turn 3. I thought that was Alper because he'd just been overtaken, but no, Marquez out of the lead here in Baku.
Oh,
and that isn't the first time I've seen people doing that before. It's so easy. If you
oh,
go
and
in,
Alper almost crashes into Marquez here. Completely misjudges the turn and almost runs into Marquez. That was close.
let's see this from on board of Zach. Will he see that car? You can see it on the right hand side.
Yeah, it just disappeared.
Yeah, he hit that wall on the inside. He has to have hit that wall on the inside to break the front left, and that just, you're done.
Yeah.
And that is
that
one
is
tiny
so
mistake.
unfortunate.
One tiny mistake in Baku, and that's what it does to you. Meanwhile, Harry on this lap was closed 1 second on Michael, so suddenly he's looking like the man who could win this race now. Surely in the McLaren, the man who was up in the air.
There's another
in
yellow
turn 1,
flag.
the man who was up in space at the start of the last Grand Prix suddenly has a chance to win, and so does Cliffy if he can get past Bad Boy now. He's almost pushing him through that last corner. Onto the DRS, he may not even need it, to be honest. He's already well clear as Michael pits.
And Michael goes, yep, Michael goes into the pits, as does Bad Boy.
Tom stays out. Can't double stack
he
down at
has to.
Mercedes, so
Yeah, exactly, he has to stay out. There's no, you can't just double stack him. That hurts the second driver, the one that's being stacked so much.
So will Michael have any traffic, or will he be okay? Bastos isn't close enough to affect him, I don't think. And yeah,
He will get DRS, but I don't think he's gonna attack him here. And Michael will take those super softs to the end. And I think it's a fair assumption to say that Tom Killer is gonna come into the pits at the end of this lap now.
Look at Cliffy all over the back of him now. He might really ruin Tom Killer's lap.
You can't really overtake into turn 7 here. That is not the best spot. Turn 8 even less so. The Casa section, nope.
He might get him on the exit here though. He's got the momentum, he's got the speed, and the slipstream is strong. He'll really feel like going for it. You can see he's getting close. Will he risk it, or will he just have to back off? He does back off.
He backs off, yeah, rightfully so. I would not fancy a move right here. I would wait to the long straight and get the DRS on top.
Closing too early. He's close too early. He's hit him round into the wall. He closed too quickly on that turn 19 and 20.
I don't want to assign any blame, but that didn't look too good.
Well,
and
I mean,
Cliffy also goes into the pits now. Interesting.
Well, his front wings were broken. His speeds as well, did he, or was he okay? He might have just
No, it was fine. Apparently, there is no. But he retired from the session.
That to me is him saying that was his fault. I mean, you can't really put blame anywhere else,
so.
to be honest, because
I
mean, as you said earlier, once the ultras get more and more worn, them last 2 corners suddenly become not flat out anymore.
Yep, that is something that if you yourself are not on the ultra softs, but the guy ahead of you is, that is something you need to account for, and it seems like Cliffy did not account for that. That if you're on these ultra soft tires, those were 6 laps old. On 6 laps old ultra soft tires, you cannot take that right-hander full speed. You have to lift off. As much as it hurts, but you have to lift off, and it seems like Cliffy did not account for that. And that ultimately turned into him rear-ending Tom and crashing him into the wall, and now it seems like taking blame and retiring from the race. And if one in YTK says this race is even worse than a Tiamat Marduk lobby.
Well, yeah, well, it could be, but what about into the barriers lobbies? That's the real question. Could it get worse than them? Or maybe that guy Rhythms as well. That guy who always has people crashing into him. There's a lot of bad lobbies out there.
I think there are a lot of comparisons out there, but I don't think we want to make those.
Yeah,
I think we'd rather go on with what we have right here, and I would say personally, VGA Harry seems to be in the best spot right now.
Yeah, I mean the gap is only 17 seconds, so he should be okay to be. Well, he'll be second on the road after the pit stop. I think he should have no issues with that.
But he will have much better tires than Michael. Yeah. I can tell you this. So, I think my estimate is that all the super soft runners, except for, hold on, why did Tom Killer switch to the super softs?
I noticed Alper pitted as well. He must have had an incident.
Yeah, he's on the super softs. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he made a mistake all by his own.
Well, you were saying about Marquez. Maybe he did hit him. Maybe he didn't ghost.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't ghost, but Alper braked a little too late, but he did not hit him. He was able to steer clear. From what I saw, maybe there was desync and he did hit him, but I don't think so. From what I saw, I was on him at the moment it happened, and so I didn't see him crashing into Marquez.
Tom Keller right on the back of Zach now on them new tires. He's got to make use of them.
You know what? You know what I think as Mercedes... Oh, Slimbo has done a mistake, I think, into turn 7. I think he braked too late and had to take the emergency exit to the left side, and they had to somehow get back onto the track. Cost him a couple of seconds there, 10 to 15 seconds maybe.
Bad boy right in the back
probably a bit less.
Of Bastos. One of them supers in the McLaren is starting to get a bit worn because Bad Boy's got such good pace. Michael sets the fast lap of the race, and Bad Boy now, who's already made a pit stop, remember, going up into P3. And I wonder if that'll be his finishing
You know what
place.
I'm thinking? Tom Killer is now taking a move on Zach. He is up ahead, and he has the DRS, so he's going to stay ahead most likely. But you know what I think? I think Tom Killer is going to come into the pits once again.
He will.
I don't think he will take these super softs to the end. He will take another pit, so he will do a 2-stop ultra to super to super. Maybe because he really doesn't fancy the soft compound tire, and he feels like the super softs are the faster tire by a lot, so much that he can't afford another pit stop.
Well, he has good pace on them, and he's now got sort of 9 seconds of clear air. So, I mean...
Yeah, and that is crucial for his strategy. That is absolutely crucial right now, that he gets a free track ahead of him. No more overtaking. He just dispatched of Zach, and he already got over a second in between himself and Zach, so that is going very well for him. And now for his strategy to really unfold the way he wants it to. Clear track, perfect situation, as we have a yellow flag in sector 1.
Alper in the wall, turn 2.
Yep. Oh.
Do you know what? Tom Killer is nearly caught 2 seconds in the last sector or 2. Like 2 sectors I've watched him now. He's caught 2 seconds nearly onto Tom Killer.
Yeah.
Onto Bastos. So it will take long
Bastos'
to catch.
tires are a lot older, and you know, as we said before, you know, at some point you have to lift off in some of those corners that usually go full speed because the tire wear is so hard on the rear tires. So Maybe he already hit the point. Would surprise me because 8 laps, 9 laps, that's usually not enough to hit that moment or 10 laps rather. That's not enough to have the tire wear so high that your rear tires are already going off and you already have to lift off. My experience on the super softs was that you can take those. As Alper is out of the race now. Oh my.
That could be at the castle
but you can,
sort of area. Possibly.
Yeah, but you can take those. I would say 10. Oh, he's in the middle of the driveway. He's ghosting. Oh, thank God. How is that not a safety car?
What was it in the castle?
In the... Yeah. Well, out of the castle. Turn 11 is that the right-hander? The last right-hander. He was in the middle. Yeah, he's disappeared now. But he was in the middle of the track, and Harry went right through him. How was that not a safety? I don't understand this. Thankfully, he ghosted, but oh boy. If I tell you this, if I was Harry right now, my underpants wouldn't be fully clean. I tell you this. I would have. There might have been a little bit coming out. And Harry does go into the pits. Oh yeah, to change from the. I was like, what? Does he have front wing damage? But it doesn't seem. That's an early pit stop at the end of lap 10. That is very early.
Odin's
I would say, but maybe he already feels. Maybe he already feels the. Oh no, there is a front wing change.
You're right.
On Harry.
Interesting. Soft tires go on, so he's going to the end.
But yeah, he's going.
Bad
to the,
boy.
It doesn't
Bad boy
hurt
might jump him. Bad boy might jump him. This could be close.
Nope. He's already out of the pit, so nope. Over a second, even the gaps. Not even DRS range for Bad Boy. But that doesn't hurt Harry's strategy too much because he can take the soft compound tires to the end now. He's got fresher tires than Bad Boy. He's got fresher tires than Michael. The only thing he really has to watch out for is that he doesn't make another mistake. He doesn't chop off another part of his front wing. That is the crucial part right now. And he makes at least some gains on Michael, although again, 5 laps, fresher tires. He shouldn't make those gains naturally. Those improvements, those closing the gap should come naturally here for Harry. If it doesn't, that would be worrying.
Yeah. Also, like I said, Odem's in the chat wanting to die after his incident. Or Marquez, you know, he goes by 2 names.
Odem is Marquez.
Odem's is Marquez, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, deja vu, I guess. You're in the chat again, and it's even worse. Michael's winning this time, so I don't know what you're gonna do. I think you were gonna sell your game last time. You clearly didn't quite get to that point. Maybe he'll do it this time. I don't know.
Oh,
Michael
please
wins.
no. After pole position, you can't just give up. You gotta fight back. Spain is gonna be a bit more forgiving, so maybe that's gonna be a better race for Marquez.
Look at that.
As Bastos is now coming into the pits.
Just as Bastos is coming in now, though, Tom Keller in 3 laps had closed to 10 seconds. That's just mad.
Yeah, it seems like Tom is feeling really, really good on these super soft tires. Maybe that's why he chose that strategy, because he felt like the softs do not give him enough grip and he's losing too much time. The ultra softs are wearing off too much. The softs are his perfect race tire. The question is just, can he really drive out the gap of another pit stop that he's going to have to make? That is going to be interesting to watch. But he is closing, and he's currently the fastest car on track. That is certain. 41 points. Well, he doesn't have the fastest lap. That one belongs to VGA Michael right now, but it's close. 40.9 for Michael. Plus he's on the softs now, so he didn't set the fastest lap time on the softs. He set that on the ultra softs. So Tom Killer right now is the fastest driver on track.
Just need to point out as well, he doesn't necessarily just have to make the fist stop here. He's got the 2 stints, because he'll go into supers again, you'd imagine. So imagine how quick he'll be against, you know, against softs that are, you know, 20 laps old, say, by the time he catches them again when he pits on these tires, or more like 15 to 20 at the end.
That is correct, but at the same time he would have to get at least half the, or well, pretty much half the gap right now, and then half the gap after his pit stop.
I think he'll
He
do
doesn't
that.
have to. He doesn't have to get the whole pit stop, but he would have to gain. As VJ Harry gets the fastest lap right now with a 140.5, that is
Yeah,
quick.
He's flying right now. He could catch Michael with that pace if he keeps it
He
up.
probably will. It's still 13 laps for him, or it's still 14 laps even for the two of them. And so, if he closes in a second a lap, he's gonna have him by lap 21, 22. So that's going well for him. But for Tom, yeah, he needs to gain. I think on this track you lose about 24, 23 seconds is my guess. Maybe 22. So he would have to get at least 11 to 12 seconds out of this first stint, and then another 11 to 12 out of the second one to justify this strategy.
Well, Tom's
And
currently
I'm
making
pretty sure
a
he-
second a lap. Oh, his
I'm pretty
teammate's
sure
slowing right down and letting him go. What on earth is that all about? Bad boy lets his teammate go, and he's now, well, he's now in fourth. But I saw he was slowing down. I thought he might have spun off or something, but no, he was waiting.
Can I just? I did this. I sometimes do the same thing in F3 with my teammate because I know my teammate is faster, but not when my teammate is still 10 seconds or is 5 seconds behind me. That's what's really
extreme,
puzzling me right now. And
Maybe he's
meanwhile,
gonna be maybe he's gonna be backing off Zach and Zeta Mercedes. We're gonna maybe hold them up a little bit.
I don't think so. Maybe he has front wing damage or he spun somewhere. I don't know. But that was weird. Let's see if he's coming into the pits now. No, he's staying out. Okay,
Must be
that
a
was
block.
really weird. I do not understand. Maybe they're gonna be able to explain this afterwards. I don't know.
This
But
is a
meanwhile,
proper team strategy.
Maledictus, can I? Fuck's sake. Meanwhile,
Bye.
Maledictus is in chat and he's asking, Tom Killer is in F1 now? Well, it certainly seems so. And he's doing a pretty good job right now in third place after he just got that place.
Ooh,
And
he's off to Narnia. Bad boy's off in Narnia right now.
I think maybe he does have some hardware issues right now.
I don't know.
If he's using a pad or a wheel, but if he uses a wheel, that might be it. And he retired from the session.
So Bad Boy then, well, he's lost and he's out of the race. So
He's out of the race, yeah.
yeah, I think
I don't know what happened there. Maybe he's going to come into the chat. I would really appreciate that, or we would really appreciate that. But that was
it has
weird.
to be a pass.
Oh,
out of charge.
well, who is Leon Bentley?
That's a
is that-
fantastic question.
Is that Bad Boy or?
I'll imagine that's probably Bad Boy. System software error during the race. What
Oh.
in God's name does that mean? That could mean. Is your PlayStation like mine, where it'll just randomly stop working?
Yeah, I've seen that before as well. I've had that before as well. Thankfully not in an ERL or any kind of league race, but yeah, no, that does happen from time to time. That the game just says, yeah, I don't want
That Mercedes.
to work anymore.
And yeah, that was no real challenge, was it? Really? Zach just.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to defend on the second long straight out of turn 2. Because Zach is still pretty much right behind him. Well, there's a bit of a gap now, half a second. But nothing you can't win here. As he opens the DRS. Nah, he's not closing in.
So Harry is
Or
currently
not
gaining.
enough.
Harry's currently gaining about a second a lap on Michael. So yeah, he's keeping this pace nice and consistent right now. It's helping him out a lot on this race. He could still have a chance, but the tyres will eventually start to drop off a little bit, and as they get more and more worn, they'll become more equal to each other.
Yeah, and I think that's proper execution here by Harry of his strategy.
That front
Gaining
wing
a
change.
second a lap on Michael, and at some point, and yeah, there was a question by Matt in the chat. How is Harry 9 seconds behind? He had a front wing change. Michael did not. that is pretty much the gap you see there.
Yeah.
The 9 seconds we had before, now it's down to 6, but it wasn't 9 seconds. That was because of the front wing change and a bit of a mistake by Harry. As Tom just hit the wall out of turn, what is that? The last corner, the right-hander that almost goes full, or does go full speed if your tires are up to it. He hit the wall on the outside there.
Ooh, oh dear. But yeah, just as I mentioned the gap, it's now starting to stabilise and was going up in fact in that lap, so he did not gain a second that time round. I really should just shut my mouth.
But yeah, I think I got the track layout in front of me right now. Turn 19 is where Tom hit the wall, as Slimbo gets a 5-second stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh boy. Well, it's gonna be 5 seconds added to the end of the race.
Yep, 5 seconds added to the man. He's last. It's not really gonna affect him.
He's not gonna make another pit stop here. He's stuck in the... Oh no, he's getting another front wing as well. Yeah, the use, or the usage of front wings here on this track, I mean, it was about to be expected, but I didn't expect that much. Like, of course, some front wing changes were gonna happen inadvertently, but that's a whole lot of front wing changes we've seen so far. I think almost everyone except Michael is not on the front wing. Is not on the front wing they started the race with.
I don't think we'll need to see any more though, right? I mean, we're getting to the bit where people are starting to, you know, gap.
Oh. I had to change my front wing in the F3 race because I got punted into the rear by a back marker. So
Tom Keller executing the pit stop now. Let's see.
Yeah, that's his final
when it comes out.
Final bits of super soft to super soft. There you go. Red to red, and no front wing change. That is good. That is what you want to see.
An actual pit stop. Normal one?
Yes. It's weird, I know. And he comes out just behind Dutch, but he will get the DRS on him. And he is on the inside, and they do collide a little bit, but I think that was... I wouldn't say it was Dutch's fault, but he turned in a bit too early there. Tom left in the space on the outside. Ooh, and Tom stays ahead on the fresh tires compared to 11 laps old soft compound tires on the Ferrari. So it's an uneven battle pretty much, and of course Tom is going to win that in the end. And now and it is crucial for his strategy again, just like it was at the beginning of his previous stint, when he had to make sure that he stays ahead, or he gets ahead of, I think it was Zach, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Oh, he almost hit the wall.
Yeah, but he made it. He made it.
I don't know if it's camera angle or not, but he looked extraordinarily closer than the previous times.
Yeah, but there's a little runoff in turn 13, I think that was, or turn 12. Sorry, there's a little runoff zone in turn 12, so you are allowed, you can take a little wider line and don't hit the wall, but you need to come back in time, and so I'm pretty sure it was the camera angle that distorted it a little. But I don't think there was any danger the whole time that he's going to actually hit the wall there. He just ran a little wide, but you can't do that in that corner.
So...
It doesn't punish you.
Gap is now 4 seconds at the top. And that front wing change is looking less and less like it's going to affect the result. But let's not speak too early about that. We'll wait until they actually start, DRS and all that. But it's certainly looking good still.
Dutch is coming into the pits now. And he's having a front wing change as well.
Jesus.
Could be after the battle with Tom Killer. I haven't seen him, I haven't seen him lose or damage his front wing there. But maybe he did. I don't know.
He could have had minor damage from earlier. He just wanted to fix because he could. Because I guess it was only really going to cost him one position. It didn't really matter. Although Slimbo dude, has to be said, was close, but didn't really affect his the Ferrari's run and couldn't get past. So yeah, them two
Yes.
staying down.
These two, Dutch and Slimbo, are on fairly evenly matched tires. Slimbo's are 2 laps older. It's not that much of a difference. It is some, but he can still make an overtake. They're both going to go to the end on these tires, so I think this is going to be an interesting battle, but I think the most interesting battle is going to be between the two teammates, well, not ERL teammates, but VGIA teammates, Michael and Harry. 3.7 now the gap. Harry is closing in slowly but surely.
Is that a Mercedes and Zach into the pits? So that makes Tom Killer's strategy work really, really, really well now.
Yeah, that's what he could have just hoped for. Oh, Zach was on the soft tires for 17 laps, so for him it was... Yeah, and he didn't change his front wing. I think Mercedes might have changed his front wing, but Zach didn't.
17 laps then. Michael, gotta question him then, because he's going to end up doing 21.
Yep.
But
maybe Michael has some better tire wear. We don't know that. Maybe he has some better tire wear.
Yeah, but 4 laps, that's a long time.
It is, but 4 laps on the softs is not as long as 4 laps on the ultras. So I think we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he's going to come in for a set of ultra softs at some point, lap 21, 22 maybe.
Yeah.
Probably more like 21. Maybe even 20. So at the end of this or next lap, but I think he might take those to the end, really.
So, 7 laps to go then, and we could have quite a cliffhanger here. But let's not, get excited about it, because if you ever get excited about anything, it never actually happens. So,
that's too accurate right there.
I mean, just look at basically every time Rain has been told to come on F1 this season. Woke up nice and early for the Japanese Grand Prix. They kept going on about how it's going to be such a wet race, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, I feel that. But going back to the action on track, yeah. Harry now is in a very... I can only speak for myself right here. I don't know if Harry has the same effect, but I've heard that from a lot of other sim racers as well, that they have this effect that as soon as they see the guy ahead of them that they're chasing down,
it just stops.
They get laser focus. They get laser focus, and they're locked in on the target, and they get even faster. There's some kind of psychological effect or something. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but I've heard that from a lot of sim races, that at some point, as soon as you see your opponent ahead of you and you're closing in, it makes you even faster. It makes you more determined. You get laser focus, and I think this is the moment right now for Harry, as he can see Michael at some points on this track. Not fully, but that's enough. Like, if you see him sometimes, that already tells you that you're closing in and you're getting locked in on him.
Well, I can agree with it actually, because there's been a couple of league races where I've been chasing down the leader, and honestly, you do just get into such a trance. You are so consistent with your lap times. He will be extremely consistent, I'm sure. Even I think one of my first ever league races, China, it was only for 6th place, but I saw the guy at the end of the very long straight, and it just gave me so much concentration. I was literally the most consistent I've ever been. Like, it really does have an effect.
Can I just tell you something? I'm looking at Harry's lap times right now. From the start of his stint in lap 12 to now, all of his lap times were between a 140.4 and a 141.1. So within 7/10ths, all of his lap times.
Yeah,
that's consistency right there. Michael's lap times were fairly consistent as well, but slower. From the start of his stint, which was lap 7 was the first lap that wasn't an out lap. Between 40.9 That was one lap where he did really well, and now the tires seem to drop off 41.8. That's about his worst lap time. Oh, sorry, 41.6. I'm sorry, I misread. 41.7 was in there once, so 41.7 is about his worst.
Yeah, that'll be the
also
one where I mentioned
pretty
he was
consistent.
actually quick.
Pretty consistent still, but at a lower pace. And so Harry, being this quick and being this consistent, this is gonna be his for the taking right here. He just needs to find a way past Michael.
So,
and I think these two are gonna...
Dutch Tricks into the castle section, lucky to still be alive. And only front wing damage, but Simbo Dude does get past. Now, I was gonna say, it'll get to a point where either Harry, as you say, gets into this trance. The only thing that could happen is that he could actually just stop dead as Dutch Tricks is out of this race and virtual safety car comes out. Gives us time to talk about this, I guess. But yeah, what can happen as well, you can see in front of you, and just before you hit DRS, nothing. You just stop. No more gaining time. That's it. Have fun. You're stuck behind him. Because this dirty air will affect him.
Yes, but I don't think that is that much of a that it has that much of an effect on this track, because you have the long straight and the slipstream. Oh my!
Oh my goodness!
I think Dutch would have ghosted. Not 100% sure, but I hope. But boy, that was...
Why did they put the VSC in then? Or if the car was still sitting there? Come on, Codemasters.
Yeah, I just want to say, Codemasters.
That's so stupid.
And for the viewers and for you as well, Owen, just think of the shrug emote and then Codemasters, you know.
Just,
boy,
you know,
that was.
That little moment there.
Now I can tell you that Harry's underpants are really not dry anymore.
Yeah, he is going to
definitely. After the first one, I was like, yeah, maybe. But no, that one, oh god, that one was high speed. The first one with, I think it was Alper, who was in the middle of the track at turn 11.
Yeah.
Like the right-hander out of the castle section.
Yeah.
That was at a very low speed. So it was a bit surprising to see an opponent car standing there, but at least it was low speed. This one was at about 250 kilometers an hour.
So unsighted, more unsighted than the turn 11 one as well.
Yeah, can I just say,
he's so nearly hit the inside.
As Harry spins.
Oh, no.
And hits the wall as well. Oh my! And now spins again. That's gonna be P2 for him now. Oh, that is so unfortunate. He hit just with his left rear, he clipped the wall. It turned, what is that, 9 or 10 in the castle side. I think the left side. He clipped the left side, not the right side. Interestingly, the left side with his left rear, and then just spun around. Oh, that is so unfortunate. That's gonna be P2 for him. That is very anticlimactic, if I may say that.
Yeah, I'm trying to hide my pure disappointment for that.
But we still got Zach and Mercedes going at it, hammer and tongue right here, or not yet hammer and tongue, but I think Zach is gonna close in on Mercedes, and maybe we'll see a little bit of a battle. He's within 1 second. If he stays there, he's gonna get DRS on the long straight. As Slimbo has spun out of turn 7, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Is it
oh
not
no,
turn
that's
6?
not out of turn 7. That's out of turn 6. Sorry, that's out of turn 6.
Oh, I can't believe how he did that. He was just into DRS range. I guess that's the third option. It gets to the point where maybe that you just never believe that you're gonna do it, because the second you do, it's gonna go wrong. Maybe he was starting to think maybe he was thinking about the move he was gonna make on that main strip, thinking too far ahead.
It could be that he got into his own head. Could be that he got into his own head a bit too quickly, and and just lost the focus, lost the laser focus we talked about earlier.
Yep. Because you do start to think about the move. You will start thinking about yourself making that winning move. you see him, you'll see the gaps. He'll be getting excited in the car. You do, yeah, and that it's cost him.
But you know what? I do not understand that, at least not on this track. On other tracks where it's a bit harder to overtake, yeah, sure. But here you got the long straight with DRS. He would have easily breezed past Michael.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
he would have fully believed there that he was gonna get that move done at the end of the lap. He would have been thinking only about that, not that corner. As
that could be a Slimbo retired as well. So we're down to 6 runners right now.
Look at the speed Harry's got though as well.
Baku certainly is the circuit of death. I think that much we can tell. I wonder though, looking ahead in the calendar, of course, this race isn't over yet, so we could lose more drivers, but even with 6 right now, next race is going to be Spain, but after that,
oh dear,
Monaco,
overheating city.
I always see Baku as some kind of how do you say that?
Don't know.
Test run for Monaco.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
some kind of final practice for the real threat. You know, where the walls are even closer to the track, where you have even less runoff zones, and having 6 runners now out of 14, we lost more than half the field now with Slimbo being out as well. What does that mean for the Monaco Grand Prix in 2 weeks?
Good luck.
Well, that's one way to put it.
You're gonna need it.
That is one way to put it.
And well, guess what this gap is at the front as well. You have to mention it. You lose about 6 seconds in the pit stops when you change your front wing. The gap was 6 seconds at the front. If he didn't make his mistakes today, you know, say he could have even made that mistake earlier, but if he didn't have to make his front wing change, I mean, you gotta say he and only he can blame himself for this, because it is costing
Harry is gonna have to go into his own mind, into his own self, and reflect.
Yeah,
on what went wrong here, what can he do in the future to get the win that was his for the taking. Really,
it was his to lose and he lost it.
And I'm pretty sure that there is gonna be or I hope for him that there's gonna be some kind of reflection, self-reflection of this performance. As much as, you know, P2 is nice and everything, 18 points still, great result, but he lost himself 7 points, and if he wants to challenge in the Drivers' Championship, he lost himself 14 points because Michael is now probably, I still don't want to speak too soon, but probably taking the win.
You know what?
He could afford to lose 5 seconds now.
This can affect you as well, just like mind games. This will play on his mind every single time it's in a good position, or even at the end of the season. Say he loses up by a few points. You know, do you remember these things? I remember a race where I lost loads of points, and it still haunts me. You know, it happened months ago. It haunts you for a long time.
Yeah, as Michael has managed all the corners, he is coming towards the finish line, and he is coming now across the finish line, and he takes the victory at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix with a bit of help from his VGIA teammate Harry. A bit of unfortunate help and unwanted help. Harry comes second, but it was his it was his to lose, it was his for the taking, and he didn't take it.
Yeah. Well, Tom Killer, you'd probably be quite surprised to find himself in the podium place after what happened with Cliffy at the start of the race, really. But yeah, there he goes.
Not just that, but also what happened with Mercedes and Zach at the start of his second stint, or his last stint, his final stint, that they both went into the pits again. As Mercedes is 4th and Zach is coming home in 5th place. And we're all just waiting for Bastos in 6th. There we go, and that is the end of the race. Oh boy, that was a race.
Yeah. And Michael wins again,
Yep,
extending his
he's
championship lead by
increasing.
a
Yeah, he's
lot.
increasing his championship lead to 80 points now.
80. What?
Cliffy stays at 30, so it's a 50 point. Oh wait, hold on.
I thought you said
We'll have to
80
wait and
point
see.
lead.
We'll have to wait and see. The thing is, Harry didn't score any points before this season, so he's at 18 now. Tom, um, didn't even race at all this season yet, so for him
A
that's his
nice
first
debut.
points. So I think Mercedes gets 12. He had 12, so he's at 24. So he's not even at 30. Zach didn't race before this season. Bastos and Slimbo. Okay, Bastos had 4, so he's at 10 now. Sorry, at 12 now, and Slimbo gets 6, and he had 1, so he's at 7. So yeah, Michael has 50 point lead
Oh
in the
no.
championship over Cliffy, who's in second. And that's why I don't understand why Cliffy decided to just end his race. I mean, yeah, he made a mistake, ran into the back of, I think it was Tom. Yeah, it was Tom. Went
Yeah.
into the back of Tom and spun him around. But why do you end your race there? Take the penalty, maybe for this race, maybe for next race, doesn't matter, but take the points. The worst he could have done, even if he gets promoted all the way to the back, is he would have gotten 4 points. And so
Yeah.
the gap wouldn't have been 50, it would have been 46, which, I mean, still bad enough, but at least a little bit better.
Yeah.
This is why I don't understand why people are so eager to leave and to quit. Take the points, especially at a track like this at Azerbaijan, where we saw that 6 people finished. Take the points. It's the easiest thing to do here. Just go, just force yourself to run to the end and take as many points as you can get.
Maybe he felt guilty and just didn't think it'd be right to get points for basically ruining someone else's race.
Maybe, but
Of course, he
you
couldn't
gotta
have
get.
known. He couldn't have known what would have happened later on. But
Oh, you know when you race at Baku, you know that there's a lot of people who are gonna drop out of this race. You know, trust me.
yeah,
He just needed to watch the F3 and probably the F2 race as well. I haven't seen the F2 race. I don't think there was a stream, unfortunately,
I don't know.
this week. But just look at the results of in the F3 race. We had, I think, 7 drivers finishing out of 13. Here we had 6 out of 14. That's pretty close. So it's kind of what you can expect, you know. So my advice for everyone, even though I'm just an F3 driver, they're F1 drivers, but still, like, this is something so easy to do. Just force yourself to go to the end. Just get your head down and collect the points. It's gonna help you in the standings at the end, and it's much better. It looks much better if you look at the standings and it says 6 or 4 or even 2, then it says DNF or even worse DSC. But well, you can't really do anything about a disconnect, but it's still better to see 8 or 6 or 4 or 2 or 1 than seeing DNF. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting race. VJ Michael takes the victory here in Azerbaijan, and we are going to be back next week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me quickly check that to make sure. Yes,
think we should
next
be
week
okay.
for the Spanish Grand Prix. We only have one break really, and that's the Christmas break, this 16th of December to January 4th. And other than that, really every week there's a race. Every Saturday, the stream is here, and we are always happy to see you. Tune in. Spanish Grand Prix at Barcelona. It's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure. Any words from you, Owen?
Well, yeah, it's a good race, but it's such a shame for Harry. It honestly is. But I'm
Yeah,
sure
it
he'll
is,
come
but
back with a vengeance. He'll come back with a vengeance. He's had so much bad luck this season
I'm sure.
before,
I'm
but
sure. I'm very interested to see how well he's going to perform in Spain. Um, he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. That is for sure. We'll have to see how that goes. Whether Michael can take the victory. Michael, by the way, did not win that race last season. He won Azerbaijan last season, so he won it again this season today. But the previous winner in Spain was Lakitu. I don't know if he's going to be there. Hopefully, but we'll have to wait and see how he does. And maybe he can repeat his victory there. It's going to be interesting to see. Maybe Harry can find his way there. But we will be there next week, next Saturday, 5 p.m. UK time. This has been the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for ERL. My name's Austin Smith, or also known as the Badger. Thank you, Owen, for that. And Owen, I'll leave the last words to you.
Yeah, well, once again, everyone, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, as you said, we'll be back for Spain next week. And hope you all enjoy the F1 tonight and tomorrow night as well. And we'll see you next week.